For the Pops 2 in 45 minutes on BBC Two. After sport meets science with explosive results in Techno Games.
It's time to meet the athletes who never sleep, never eat and live to compete. It's day 2 of Techno Games.
The biggest and the best in cybersports are revving up and getting ready for action. Getting ready for the biggest robot tournament in the world. From the Technodrome at Shepperton Studios, we bring you Techno Games 2002.
Welcome back, and we've got some explosive action for you today, including 2 brand new events, the sumo and the football, and first of our finals in the hot shot penalty kick. Let's have a look at the full menu. You certainly won't see this in the World Cup this summer. Coming up first, robot football, followed by our first taste of robot sumo. The ingenious relay robots make a welcome return. Blink and you'll miss it though, the rocket cars are back. The first medals are decided in the penalty kick. The Technodrome becomes the velodrome for the cycling event. And find out if our robots can cope with our brand new assault course. And giving us their analysis today and for the rest of the games will be our resident experts, Professor Noel Sharkey of Sheffield University and Director of the Creative Robotics Unit at Magna, and Professor Martin Smith of the University of Central England. First up tonight, the football stars every manager dreams of. No astronomical wages, no pop star girlfriends, and they're totally reliable. Well, almost. Andy Collins took a look at the brand new Techno Games Football Challenge before the teams started warming up those circuits.
You're looking at the man who taught David Beckham all he knows. And tomorrow, I'm teaching him his 3 times table. Now, both teams have 2 robots. Whoever scores the most goals by the end of the final whistle will be our winner. Why? Well, that's how football works, really. The teams are ready, so it's time to pass the ball to Barry.
Nice finish, Andy. Kept it down well. While defending the goal to our left, British Bulldog from Staffordshire and Big Bro from Brighton.
Big Bro, Bulldog, we've teamed up. What are we going to do for tactics, Tony?
Well, you're going to score all the goals, and I'm going to stop them scoring. They may get their puck past us, the ball may get past us, but the 2 together will definitely not pass us.
None shall pass.
So, Terry the Turtle and Bugs Buggy have been warned, but what will be their tactics?
Hi, we're the Bugs Buggy team, and we've teamed up with the Terry the Turtle team. We're going to stay up front, score all the goals, and shove the opposition right through the back of their own net.
And we're a turtle, so we're going to stick back by our own net and do our best to keep the ball out.
Teams stand by to compete.
Coaching teams ready in the dugout. Bugs Buggy ready to attack the ball. The whistle goes and Bugs Buggy gets their first. Good challenge, but then Bugs Buggy taken out, but now must score. Oh, no. Hesitation cost him everything. Big Bro gets possession down the left side. Bit of man marking going on off the ball. I'm not sure about that challenge as Bugs Buggy takes him out again, but the ball's going to go in. I think it was an own goal off Bugs Buggy. But it will put British Bulldog and Big Bro into the lead. Bugs Buggy challenging immediately from the kickoff. It's not well defended by the Bulldog, and it's going to go in. And it's 1-1. Stolen by Big Bro. No one to cross it to, could do it on his own if he can sort himself out. Well, with some difficulty. Why he used his left side when the right side was available, I don't know. Big Bro again, and it's 3-1. 2 teams actually tactically working very well. 1 defender, 1 attacker. It's Bugs Buggy against Big Bro when it comes to attacking. The Turtle is not doing the defending here, though. And it's War. I think the ball crossed the line before Big Bro got there. Nobody wants the ball. Oh, Bugs Buggy, what were you doing? Big Bro again. This has been the contest of the match. The Turtle's got to get there. And Big Bro taking everything in its way, including the ball. Sticks one. The kid shouting 6-1, 6-1. It could be 7 here if the turtle doesn't sort it out. What he said he would do his best to defend. I'm not sure the best is quite good enough. Frankly, some of the defending will give Alan Hansen nightmares, and there's another goal. Where was the cover on the post? 7-1. It's becoming a little bit of an annihilation, but there's a consolation, or is there? No! Unbelievable. Bugs Buggy trying to make presence felt again. Again, Bugs Buggy rather taking it off his compatriot. Notice the turtle in this desperate situation of being 7-1 down has become an attacker as well. Oh, and Big Bro lets it slide in. And the final score is a victory for British Bulldog and Big Bro by 7 goals to 2. And in essence, the victors showing the greater manoeuvrability.
Now, how exciting was that? That was very exciting. For me, I was very impressed because I can't stand football.
Very surprised by that. I didn't think it would be nearly as good.
Big Brother is a very technically cunning machine. It's got some very cunning electronics. It's got an electronic gyroscope in there, which you can switch on and off. So when he switches the gyro on, it can go very precisely in a straight line. And if he wants to do a very, very fast turn, he switches the gyroscope off.
It would be nothing without the driver, though. Ian is phenomenal driver.
The skill and perceptual speed there was quite amazing. I mean, there was really good aggression, control, a certain amount of style. Not a lot of damage.
Well, yeah, we weren't looking for damage, but it happened, and the crowd loved it, so, hey, who cares?
But Bugs Bunny was the only one in the other team.
Bugs Buggy.
Sorry, Bugs Buggy was the only one in the other team that scored, but it scored for both teams, so it sort of evened out.
Yeah, it's got an own goal there, didn't it? £2,200 worth, Bugs Buggy. Did you know that? That's an awful lot of money for a robot that scores an own goal.
They were ripped off. They were ripped off, you know.
It's a slightly bad design. It's four-wheel drive, which sounds like a good idea. But to turn, it has to skid its tyres against the ground, and it takes a lot of power and ruins the tyres.
So, a great match. We'll look forward to the semis with those and wait to see who they're up against.
I hope the others are like this.
Thanks, guys. Next up, it's time to get acquainted with the science of defiance in the all-new, all-in sumo event. Andy Collins was down in the ring checking out this brand-new challenge.
Now, it's a fact that the original sumo wrestlers were politicians trying to settle an argument. Obviously, they don't do it nowadays, not with Anne Whittlecombe about anyway. Now, our contestants will be competing on what is known as a dojo. Don't say I never try and teach you anything. Whoever barges out the opposition will be going through to the next round. So, Barry, who's up for the big push?
First of the big robots is Ridgeback from Nutley in East Sussex, controlled by a postmaster, a carpenter and a schoolgirl. And on the other side of the dojo is Hellbound from Yelverton in Devon, electronics technician, a BT manager and a schoolboy. Mind is poised for this first competition. In the sumo wrestling, the weight advantage with Hellbound. Can Ridgeback get underneath and pick away? Now the weight beginning to tell. Ridgeback is on the swing and goes, followed by Hellbound. But Ridgeback fell off the dojo first, and Hellbound is the victor. Third sumo robot comes from Old Colwyn in North Wales. They've named it Chip, and it looks well equipped.
This is Chip, big, powerful robot, four-wheel drive, loads of traction, power delivered by 750-watt motors. But better than that is this. This is a spring-loaded spike constructed around a cold chisel. It's very hard, it's very strong. This is going to scratch along the deck with zero ground clearance, giving these guys the competitive edge. This machine is specifically built for sumo. With that in mind, this could be the team to watch.
Where the spring-loaded spike is the message for Mighty Mouse, which is entered by the team from Clifton in Nottinghamshire.
This is Mighty Mouse, a sturdily, well-built contender, a little smaller than some of the other robots. But look at this. This servo would ordinarily be used in a small radio-controlled car for steering, but it's not powerful enough to turn the wheels on a robot of this weight, so it's become a subsystem. The servo now moves this small chaser unit, which will deliver a signal to one or other of these microswitches, sending a low-voltage signal through these relays to a more powerful motor, That will deliver the steering to the required position, thus releasing the signal on the switch. Let me give you a demonstration. Isn't that wonderful how that works? This is more of a mechanical solution to the steering problem than electrical, but will it give them the advantage they need in sumo?
Could well be a question of hit and run from Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse from the right, Chip from the left. Chip makes the challenge. Stopped dead and it tracks by Mighty Mouse, which was impressive. But it's got to do a bit more than that, but it is using the... Oh, no! Just as it looked as though it was going to get away, Mighty Mouse is dumped off the dojo. Victory in the second contest for Chip. Neither bout taking too long. Hellbound and Chip live to fight another day.
Hellbound and Ridgeback there. Both of them hellbound, actually, yes, I think was the case. Did there seem to be a difference in grip with those two robots?
Hellbound was a lot better gripping, better traction because it's a treaded tyres from a go-kart, so it was able to push harder.
Well, then we had a very disappointing bout from Mighty Mouse.
Their idea was run as fast as they
Run
can.
away!
Run as fast as they can and just hope that the others would fall off the end.
Thanks, guys. We'll have more heavyweight robots in nappies action tomorrow. And don't forget, coming up later, the second day's heats from the assault course will be live from the floor of the Technodrome. But right now, it's relay time, and last year's champions, Team Cam, are back to defend their title. So let's see how they did it.
But they're maintaining the pace, and if they can get a good hand over here, they're going to win comprehensively. The grip is there, albeit slightly on the end of the baton, but never mind, not quite so quick into the bend, just to make sure that the baton is being controlled. Down the back straight, it's theirs for the losing. It should be a comprehensive victory. It's going to be well under a minute. It's 53.69.
In a moment, we'll be going live to the final time trial of the day, but first we can join Andy, who was down by the track before the first trial got going.
I'm here at our next event where mayhem is about to be unleashed because each of our teams has three robots taking part in a 3-lap relay, 1 lap per robot. Now, the tricky bit is to learn how to pass on this baton without dropping it. It's fast and furious, a bit like you, Barry.
Thank you, Andy. Bit of control required as well, and the Pritchard brothers and a friend managed it last year and expect to do so again.
Hi, this is Team Cam, Kane and Mike. Back this year, same mechanism, baton goes in, arm grabs down, cars go fast. We're going to keep the world record, we're going to go fast again.
53.69.
Stand by to compete.
Their time from last year.
Power up.
Off quickly and pretty straight. Just a little bit wide on the bend, but then cutting in nicely. It's a good first lap. Now the first changeover. And it's excellent. And the bend is better controlled. Not quite so comfortable though on the home bend into the home straight. And overshooting. Time ticking away. 2 attempts needed. Few seconds made up there. But now losing way. Oh! Rather more furious than fast. But even so, it's a new world record. And it could have been so much better. Now the attempt for Gramosaurus from Adams Grammar School in Shropshire.
Hi, we're the Adams Grammar School, the Cannonballs team. I'm Jim, this is Ben, John, Richard and Andrew. We basically built our robots on commercial cars. We built a chassis on top. Our baton changing mechanism is a mechanical latch. The baton comes in, fits like this. When the next car comes up, it grabs hold of it and pulls out.
Smooth start, but now off the course and a little bit out of control here with the steering. Very costly. That'll be a 10-second penalty for dropping the baton. Obviously, clock still ticking on. Finally, the first change, but the baton dropped again. It's becoming the best laid plans of mice and men, etc. Again, the steering a slight problem, but that's better. Second change, eventually, but having to come up from behind to take it, took it very smoothly. That is the best part of the performance so far. Coming to the finish, the time 1:29.03. About 50 seconds to be added in penalty points, so 2:19.03, well behind Team Cam.
Well, let's go over to Andy, who's trackside before today's final time trial. Andy, how's it going down there? You're in a dangerous position.
I am. I won't be staying there. I'm going to be moving. I can assure you that. Coming up next are Team Lumatics. They're the new boys on the block. But the team, obviously, to beat is, at the moment, Team Cam with 38.97. A very fast time indeed. But I've got to be honest with you. I think the Lumatics can do it.
Thank you very much, Andy. What we really need is Barry to give us all the tech specs.
Well, I can tell you the robots cost £800 in total, and they're powered by 7.2-volt electric motors.
Hi, I'm Nick Sampson. I'm captain of the team Lumatics, and this is my son Matthew and his friend Lewis. We come from Norfolk.
Basically, our mechanism is a elasticated car which has a switch on it, and as the car drives into the back of the other one, the baton will flick into the other car and the other car will drive off.
Stand by. Complete. Power up.
Good in practice. What now when it matters? Good first bend and a slight wobble out of it down the back straight. It's pretty quick. Control required now, and it came a little bit too late. Third time lucky, yes. Into the bend very quickly. Baton wobbling but staying on board. Another fast bend, little lack of control here. And down comes the baton. 10 seconds to be added. Oh, and then the ejection is too soon. Time ticking away at 20 seconds so far. Last year's winners not in danger. Question of second place. That's neatly done. And speed and control coming together on this last lap. Much the best lap of the three, but 20 seconds to be added to that time. Second place for Lumatics, with three having competed. Team Cam currently in gold medal position again.
Now I've got a note. Nick Sampson, who's the Lumatics captain, is the chief engineer at Lotus Cars. 800 quid that set of robots cost. Nice
Really?
when it works. Not so nice when
they're
it doesn't.
expensive cars, Lotus Cars.
They were very nervous, and the flip mechanism they had, that was really good. It was a mechanical flip mechanism rather than electronic, so as soon as you touched it, you triggered it. But then it triggered itself accidentally with the vibration, and then he couldn't get it bolted down again.
We've seen the gold medal winners. Last year were Camel. We've seen them in action again this year. An incredible time. They got 38.97. Do you think there's any beating that kind of design?
But Lumatics, I thought, they actually seem to be going faster than the Cam team.
And Grabosaurus, what can we say?
I mean, the boy who picked it up very nervously set the baton in the wrong place so that the next one couldn't pick it up.
Thanks, guys. And we'll have what looks like a tasty relay final for you live from the Techno Games tomorrow. But right now, it's time to blast off in the rocket car event. Last year, Lightning took gold and set a new world record. Let's take a look.
Lightning was the fastest in the heats, and the favourite wins it. Lightning ahead of Lightstorm.
In a moment, we'll be going live to the final time trial of the day, but first we can join Andy, who was down by the track before the first trial got going.
Now, my experts tell me that these rocket cars are the vehicles of the future. But the chances of me straddling one of these on my way to work, are you mad? They start way back there. The first two to cross the line will go through to our next round. Now, I'll warn you, these babies are fast, capable of speeds of up to 60 miles an hour. So whatever you do, don't blink. Let's find out who's fastest, the rocket cars or Barry's commentary.
Well, the first car is 3113 from Croydon in Surrey, father and son, neither saying they're taking responsibility. Then Catalysts from Bishop Heber Community School in Cheshire. Charters Flyer from Bexhill-on-Sea in Sussex. And Dax CBM. Dax cute but mean, apparently.
Teams stand by to compete. Power up.
Don't blink, he said. And he's right. 31-13 the winner. Time 1.829. And to say what we're looking at now is slow motion is a contradiction in terms. And what we're looking at now is the unlucky story of the race for Charters Flyer.
Well, accidentally one of the technical sportsmen was on our fin, so it snapped off basically, and really we were a bit disappointed because something went wrong with the wheels, so it didn't go very far and it managed to not reach the parachute.
Dougie Fast Tracks from Halifax in West Yorkshire, looking for rather better fortune now in Heat 2. Lightstorm on the inside from Hornchurch in Essex. Mac 0.26 from Aberdeen in Scotland, and in the outside lane Plastic Meltdown from Aberdeenshire as well.
Teams stand by to compete. Power up.
And Lightstorm 2 from lane 2, a new world record 1.037, absolutely shot away from the rest of the field. Heat 3, Prestissimo from King's Lynn in Norfolk, a father and son team. Rapid Rickshaw from Charlton in London, husband and wife. Silver Bullet from Hornchurch in Essex. And on the outside lane, Purple Panjandrum from County Durham.
Teams stand by to compete. Power up.
And Prestissimo in lane 1, 1.717. Left the others standing. It's going to be a cracking final. The last heat to sort out the semi-final qualifiers, Turbo Flame from South Aberdeen is in lane 1, Whizzer in lane 2 from Bideford in North Devon, Wobbly Wheel Wonder 2 from Basingstoke, Hampshire in lane 3, and the Torpedo in the outside lane from Blackdown Primary School in Somerset.
Teams stand by to compete. Power up.
2 to qualify, Whizzer poised. But it's the outside lane, first win from that lane. It's the Torpedo who lives up to its name. The winning time, 3.190. So 8 qualifiers for the semi-finals, not including WWW2. Had a bad day on the internet, perhaps. Lightstorm, the fastest, 1.037, a world record leading the field.
So Lightstorm 2, actually the fastest rocket car there of them all.
Yes.
And has a new world record. But just how fast were those cars going? Give us an idea.
Well, the fastest one reached a maximum speed of 153.4 miles an hour over 35 metres.
No wonder I couldn't see it.
I was talking to them and they said we must get the mass down, so we got the mass down as low as we possibly could go. In fact, they've got it so low that it's almost not a rocket car at all. It's almost just a motor with little wheels on it. But to get the masses that low, that's how they've managed to get that very high speed.
Thanks, guys. And there'll be more Catch 'em If You Can rocket car action a week tomorrow when we'll have the semis and the final for you. But right now, to prove that fireball-emitting 200-mile-an-hour cars can also be educational, let's take a look at how the concept of rocket cars is being used at schools and colleges to develop engineering and design skills.
My name's Natalie Griffiths. I'm Head of Technology at Winifred Hockey School Technology College. And we've been doing the F1 project since last summer. And we had it launched in the school.
My name's Nick Sellers. I'm an engineer who, as part of the F1 challenge in schools, I've been coming into local schools to help the students as part of their designs.
The 3 girls involved in the project entered the regional finals in November. Each of them had a different task to do. One of them took the role as design engineer. That was Amy Masterman.
My name is Amy Masterman and my role in the project was graphic designer. Well, first of all, I created renderings of the car, 2D orthographics and 3D models. Once the car was manufactured, I spray painted and lacquered the car to a good finish.
My name's Helen Skillis and my role in the F1 project was design development engineer.
She raced the cars which we had available to us and also tested them in a smoke tunnel for aerodynamics.
We learned how to use a smoke tunnel to test for the car's aerodynamics.
My name is Chelsea Tomlinson and my role in the F1 project was the manufacturing engineer. My colleague Amy designed a car on her computer and I used my computer to change it into code that the milling machine behind me could understand.
She used the machine then to mill out the final design.
It was difficult at first, but it got easier as you got used to it.
The girls entered their competition car in the regional final that took place in Leeds for the Formula 1 competition.
We didn't actually win it, but we got the best presentation.
We hope to get through to national finals next year.
Now, we're about to see the very first medal battle of the Games. This is how Achilles Heel, Jake the Peg and Cybertenic made it through from yesterday's penalty kick competition.
Oh dear, not to be. Oh yes indeed. Not much, just a slice. What a shame. Achilles Heel, oh, lovely clearance. Fine kick, well caught. Cybertenic from Morriston Comprehensive School in Swansea will kick first.
My name is Dorian Cody, Chris Prosser, Mark Cooper. This is Cybertenic. It's a 3-actuated animated limb. One at the back, one on the knee, and our Achilles heel down at the toe. We're going to win this competition because we spent so long building our robot.
Time taken in preparation doesn't guarantee success. The first kick from 15 meters. Oh, and it's just dropped short. Second and final attempt. And again, it's short. Disappointment for the Welsh. Now the Watts family with Jake the Peg. They're the big bro team from the football, you'll remember. Now the penalty kick competition.
This is Jake the Peg team. I'm called Ellie, this is my brother Joe, and this is my dad. And this robot is called Jake the Peg.
It's made of mild steel, it's got a huge CO2 ram here. It's going to go really well. How are we going to do, Joe?
Brilliant!
Well, I hope so for his sake. Still on the 15-meter line. Back comes the boot. Ooh, some problem, and then the kick, but it's too short. Second attempt for Jake. Final try, but again, it's too short. So it's down to Achilles Heel, Prudhoe Community High School in Northumberland. Clearance off the outside of the boot, rushed the post, but made it. And they do as well from 20 meters now. Curl off the boot again, but from the greater distance it came too soon. One last attempt to clear from 20 meters. Need a cleaner strike, and they've got it. Straight off the instep. Gold medal for the Achilles Heel team from Prudhoe Community High School. Very good kick indeed. New world record, and the others couldn't improve upon their previous attempts at 10 meters. Tim Smith and pupils Ian Brown and Jed Bell have their gold medals.
So out of our 5 kickers, we finally have a winner, Achilles Heel.
Yeah, I really like the whole alternative energy aspects of this, where he stored all the energy in bungee cords. many of which he borrowed from the audience.
Well,
in
this
fact,
is the
yes.
thing with Achilles' heel, that when they came in, they didn't have enough bungee cords to give them the power
That's
they wanted,
right,
did
yes.
they? So they had them donated from the audience.
And they're not quite the right length. I mean, they reckon with the bungee cords cut to proper size, they get a lot more force.
Right.
When you look at the other two machines, which I think are really beautiful and really well made and very sophisticated, and that's Techno Games for you. Kids come along with a big bit of plywood and chipboard and a load of bungee cords, and they take the prize.
And if you feel inspired by any of the robots you've seen today, you can find out more about special featured machines on the Robot World website. But next up, the Technodrome goes velodrome. Yep, it's more from the cycling. This is how the competition shaped up yesterday.
No, it's going round in a circle again. Whiz-bang 2, making lots of adjustments.
Barry watched today's time trials earlier.
Today's first heat involves a school team from Bolton School, teacher and pupils entering Lunicycle, and they're taking on Scottish amateur modelers with Red Dispatch, Boxicle, grandfather, son and grandson.
Lunicycle. Now look, most of our teams have difficulty getting a two-wheel bike to balance, but these guys have done it with one. We've got a motor drive here, we've got the batteries on the other side. That produces the weight that holds this down. They power this forward through this chain and sprocket arrangement, and gravity does the rest. Now, if they had to go in a straight line, that's pretty much all they'd need. But they've got to steer it on our track, so how do they manage that? We may have noticed these propellers, one on each side. They produce the lateral thrust needed to steer the thing. Isn't that beautifully simple?
Lunicycle poised in the back straight.
Team, stand by to compete. Power up.
Red Dispatch Boxicle in the near, and away they go. Good control Lunicycle, not so from the opposition. Red Dispatch Boxicle hitting the wall very hard, and I think out of the race. Scottish team examining the damage as on goes Lunicycle, also living rather dangerously. Just avoiding a second collision with the wall and cutting in on the infield sharply too. But it's doing amazingly well. Very clever machine down the back straight. One more bend to negotiate. And it turns back towards the finish to be picked up at 106.87. So to the final heat of the cycling competition with Mike Cave from Crawley in Sussex, who loves building things from scrap, entering Bob's bike. And his competitor comes from Daventry in Northants, from Southbrook Junior School, Crocodilopeg.
Stand by to compete. Power up.
Crocodilopeg in the home straight. Bob's bike in the back straight. Crocodilopeg off quicker, but rams against the wall and surely is out of the race. Bob's bike goes gently on. Almost from the very start, Bob's bike has been competing against the clock, having lost its opponent, and comes now to the finishing line, 1:43.34. There was one other entry in the cycling competition. Came from the Burrell brothers, Rayleigh and Essex, who will be competing in the sprint later. This was their attempt at the cycle, and it really didn't get too far. So the leaderboard confirms the medal contest with Whiz-Bang 2 are going against Lunicycle for the gold.
Well, I'm really enjoying the cycling. That Lunicycle was inspired by apparently watching a hamster go round and round its wheel. Did you know that? But what did you think about Lunicycle? Because it's not like anything.
I was very impressed that it was a school entry. I mean, that wouldn't be a discredit of a university entry or
it wouldn't
even
be a discredit
mature
of
engineers.
anybody's entry, really.
No. And Paul Mammoth.
That was sad, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very
Yeah,
sad.
what, you two particularly gutted, aren't you?
To fall over your own wheel.
Fall over your own wheel.
Must be really embarrassing.
But yeah, it was embarrassing. But we were sad about it anyway because it was mainly built for sprinting. So we'll see how it does in the sprinting. But I think it would have worked well if that chap hadn't just fallen on his face and broken it.
The And it would have worked a treat. And we'll have the final race-off from the cycling live on Thursday's show. But right now, it's time to take a look at the second football match of the day. Barry was there to see which pair of super strikers would go through to the semis.
It's Storm Chaser from Cambridgeshire and Sprocket from Kent against Ravioli from Gloucestershire and Techno Moth from Hemel Hempstead and Hertfordshire. So away we go. First challenge made by Storm Chaser in the blue. And a good battling performance here by Storm Chaser. Early lead. Sprocket. And Ravioli not able to turn on it. Might now, but up comes Storm Chaser. Battles it against the wall. Should have given it away to Ravioli, who was sleeping. And Storm Chaser trying to get itself round to knock the ball in and succeeds via the mouth of Technomoth. 2-0. Really strong performance as Sprocket makes it 3. Now Technomoth become a one-man team and Technomoth scores. Not a good challenge by Sprocket. Really should have got the ball, not the opponent. Storm Chaser chasing again. Ravioli redundant in the corner. Trying to defend on the post. Oh, amazingly it goes away from Technomoth. Picked up again by Storm Chaser, who seems to be everywhere, but in danger of putting it through his own goal, which he has. Got absolutely no help there from Sprocket, who ought to have saved it. Ravioli sitting it out at the far end. Always playing them onside, of course, in that process. And at 4-2, another goal for Storm Chaser. Technomoth trying to hold off Storm Chaser. Ravioli's in the goal, but doing nothing there. It's 5-2, and it really is tough on Technomoth, having to take on the other team all on its own. It's going to be 6. Surely, yes. Again, Storm Chaser against a weakened team. Ravioli is just a passenger. Storm Chaser again taken out by Technomoth. They meet once again. The ball is left behind. Comes back to Sprocket. And Sprocket plays it forward. This is good passing. Storm Chaser, it's number 7. Comprehensive victory, but the opposition was weakened. Ravioli certainly injured. So in the semi-final, it's Big Bro and British Bulldog against Sprocket and Storm Chaser.
Now, I think we saw the best example of teamwork there. The Storm Chaser and Sprocket team worked as a team. It wasn't just two robots hoping that by happy coincidence they scored a goal.
That's
they
right.
worked well as a
yes,
team.
Yes, they did. They worked very well. Storm Chaser really was the robot of the match, wasn't it? It was the real Beckham.
Do we have robot of the match on this?
I'm not really sure. But it was fast, furious, got in there very quickly, and it had those lovely little flaps at the side that stopped the ball from rolling around too much.
Thank you, guys. And we'll have more football matches coming up for you on Thursday's show. But right now, it's time to go live to a brand new event for this year's games, the Assault Course. This is what happened in the first heat yesterday.
And now it's the tyres. Wolf finds a way through and gets to the finish. Pushing the tyres out of the way and crossing the line. What a hilarious race.
We'll be going live to the second heat of today in a moment. But let's join Barry Davis, who watched the third heat earlier today.
Smash and grab in the hands of a couple of friends from Lancing in West Sussex. Ken Cross plays in a 60s band called Radiators. Whether that will help him now against Quadsy on the Assault Course remains to be seen. Richard Peter, the younger father and son team, in control. Quadsy starts well and then turns left for no obvious reason. Smash and grab has the early advantage, but smashing into the bricks. And they come out of the first problem side by side. Quadsy definitely going in bits and starts. Oh, good positioning by Smash and grab. Takes it over the ramp. Has the clear advantage. The goal is scored. The tyres to be taken on. Quadsy's cleared one part. And smash and grab goes through the tyres, driving through 40.16. Quantity taking on everything, going nowhere fast, wrecking one goal, now takes on the tyres. Time ticks away, 57.91. Smash and grab a clear winner.
So now we can go live to Heat 4 with another place in next week's quarter-finals at stake. Andy's with the tech team. So, Andy, are the contestants confident they can overcome the obstacles in their path?
Well, that's a very good point, Philippa, because in this event, you need a top strategy, a keen eye, and superior driving skills, of which this team have none. So, come on, lads.
Adjustable jaws, we can keep them high for the ramp, take them down to get under the tyres, so that's going to give us a bonus.
OK, well, lads, hopefully you'll be going through to the quarter-finals. But like I said, they're up a very, very, very tough opponent. Ian, your robot, you can make it do wondrous spins, can't you? You've got superior driving skills. You have.
sweetie.
You have, sir, you have.
It's got gyro, it's easy to drive, that's the thing.
You're going to have to weave in between the maze, yeah?
Actually, I'm going to charge the maze and go straight through it.
You're going to try and charge through our blocks?
I am.
So, Philippa, that's what our teams are going to do. It's Ian against those three.
Isn't he nice? Thank you very much, Andy. Now, over to Barry to talk us through the action.
A different tactic suggested by Ian Watts and his Big Bro team from Brighton. All very friendly. It'll all change when the action starts. Sprocket not too far away from Maidstone in Kent. They're an internet motorcycling group. Good even break to the first test. Big Bro finding a few problems, and here comes Sprocket at good pace. They're battling for the ramp, and Sprocket claims the high ground. Big Bro gets through on the inside of the blocks. I'm not sure about that. Beautiful goal scored though. The advantage is with Big Bro. Makes light of the tyres, comes in at 22 seconds. Fine time. Sprocket had the advantage, threw it away because he couldn't score a goal. Finally demolishes the tyres. But will the world record stand? That's where Big Bro breaks the rules. Sprocket over the ramp. Should have won, but didn't. And Big Bro gets a 10-second penalty for cutting through the blocks at the side of the ramp. Doing a smash and grab, you could say.
Well, a little bit of argy-bargy there.
Yes, it was good, wasn't it?
They're very spirited contenders, though, aren't they, Big Bro and Sprocket?
That was a beautiful slide blow, wasn't it? Just hitting the ball at 45 degrees. Very serious driving skills, because to be confident enough to even try that is knows of. He's not only has the skill, he knows what skill he has. It's partly the gyro, it has to be said, but he's a very skilled driver.
He says that. If ever you compliment him on his driving, that's exactly...
Yes,
oh, I've got a gyro, it's not me at all.
Very modest.
Thanks, guys. And we'll have more from the assault course on Thursday. Now, remember, every day you can help choose the People's Robot of the Games by voting online at the Robot World website. These are today's potential winners.
Big Bro, the most versatile robot in the games. It's in tomorrow's sumo, in the tug of war, an assault course, and as we've seen today, it's already through to the football semis with British Bulldog. Whiz Bang 2, modified from last year when it crashed out. It's back on Thursday's cycling final. It's a truly outstanding machine. Is it unbeatable as well?
In tomorrow's show, we'll have everything from AI in the Micro Mouse to A&E in the Robo Sumo, plus the high jump and relay finals. But today, the robots proved themselves kings of the road. We saw a new world record in the cycling, and another in the rocket cars. Lightstorm's in pole position with an incredible 1.03 seconds. See you tomorrow. And if you're a human athlete, try not to have nightmares. Competition from cyborgs is still very rare. Good night.
If you'd like details of how to take part in Techno Games 2003, call 08700 100 678 for an application pack. Or if you have a text phone, dial 08000 15 33 50.